Welcome back. Today I'm just gonna jump right into the video. I just want to do a nice soft natural makeup look. This has been my go-to look for the past couple of weeks for meetings, lunches, brunches, anything like that, where I want everything to look nice and polished and put together. The primer I use today is the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer. So I've already primed my skin and now I'm going straight in to my Fenty Beauty foundation. This foundation has just been my go-to in general, so I'm just going to stick with it. The shade I use is 230. This brush I'm applying this on with is a Morphe brush. It's just like a dense, like round, fluffy brush. It's great for a building up coverage because it's fluffy. It helps diffuse the product and blend it really nicely into the skin, so you get that really nice seamless finish. My skin was doing so well lately, and the last few days these pimples have been popping up like a nobody's business. My hormones are really not having a good time right now. Okay, I'm going to use my Shape Tape to spot conceal. So I'm going to like spot conceal these fellas who are not welcome here. And I have like two on my neck on either side. Like, what is that about? Like, am I Frankenstein? They're literally identical. What is up with that? Even Shape Tape isn't covering up these fellas. So we're just going to be spotty today. I'm going to use a new concealer today. This is the Hourglass concealer. I've used it a couple of times before. I only got it last week. It worked really well for me. I got a few messages from people saying that they hated it and it didn't work for them. So I don't know. I haven't really heard much about it, but I like it. It's nice coverage and it doesn't look heavy in the skin. The shade in the concealer is Sepia. Like, see, just gives it that nice flawless coverage, and it's not too heavy. Like, you can still see like my skin shining through, so I don't know, works for me. And I'm also going to use the Hourglass powder to set all this. So it's their translucent powder. So as always, I'm gonna set my concealer and T-zone first, and then I'll dust it all over afterwards. But I do really like the combo of the powder with the concealer. I think they work really, really well together. I'm just gonna take a big bronzing brush with a little bit of powder on top and just lightly dust it over the rest of my skin. I'm going to take a little bit of my Studio Fix powder from MAC. This is the shade NC25. And I'm just going to press this on the spots. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. So the Studio Fix powder is a full coverage foundation powder. So it's great for spotties. So I'm going to bronze my skin a little bit now, and I'm taking my Fenty bronzer. This is the shade Shady Biz. So I'm just going to warm my skin up. So I did my brows off camera. I have lots of videos on my brows. I used Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I used my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. And I also used a little bit of this brow pencil from Nabla. It's the shade Neptune. And now I'm going to take a little bit of my Shape Tape concealer. And I just use this as my eye base. And I'm just going to set that with a little bit of powder. And then all I'm going to do on my eyes is just add a little bit of bronzer. So I'm just going to go in with the Fenty bronzer that I used onto a fluffy brush. I'm just going to apply this in my crease. So just starting on my outer crease and then lightly just dragging it in. I'm going to take another little bit for underneath my eye as well. And And then what I like to do is get a little bit of brown eyeshadow. I'm going to take this one here. This is the Cypress Umber from the Soft Glam palette. And I'm just going to take a really small little shader brush. I'm going to apply this along my top lash line on the outer to center part. So just this little piece of the eye. I'm going to get right into the lash line. So all this is going to do is just thicken up the outer part of the lash line. And now I'm just going to take my mascara and coat my lashes. This is the Nabla mascara, Major Pleasure. So the lashes I'm going to apply now are from House of Lashes. These are the style Siren Flare. So I've been really liking these lashes because they are nice and soft and natural, and they suit a more natural makeup look than my go-to Lily lashes, which are a little bit more extreme. And because of the shape of them, they flare out on the sides, they kind of lift your eye a little bit. So yeah, these are a winner from me. Okay, I'm gonna go back and finish my skin, and I'm taking this Marc Jacobs blush. This is Flash and Fantasy, one of the 2 blushes that I only wear. But I just like that it's a nice neutral colour, has like a little bit of warmth to it. So it just adds a little bit of colour. For my highlight then, I'm going to take this Laura Mercier Illuminator. This is the shade Indiscretion. So we're just going to highlight my cheekbones. So for my lips then, we're keeping it nice and neutral as well. So I'm taking Whirl Lip Liner from MAC. And now I'm taking this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick called JK Magic. Then I'm going to take a tiny little bit of this gloss from NARS. This is the Orgasm Gloss. And I'm just going to add a dollop kind of to the centre. And that is it for my current go-to everyday makeup look. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. So I'm gonna... Why is there always hair on my face? I'm taking Whirl Lip Pet. That it. Why are you not cooperating? I just dropped my mascara wand all over the carpet.